This video is about a really common problem that you get as a computer science student at a basic level. And it's about getting Python to ask the user to enter a password and then to check if that password is correct. And if it is, to print a success message, and otherwise to keep on asking. So let's make a start. I'm using CodeSculptor 3 here, one of many available IDEs. I'm trying out different ones at the minute for different purposes. But this is a fun one, or an easy one anyway. So we're going to make a start. We're going to set the correct password. I'll just show you the comments first of all. So yeah, I've given you these comments to kind of skeleton or give you a boilerplate for the code. The task really is to fill it in. So this is a great exercise. So you might want to try this on your own first, and then pause the video and watch the solution, or you might just want to watch the video. So set the correct password. So we'll call it password. And let's have, I don't know, yippee. We'll even have an exclamation mark. Right, that's the correct password. And then valid is basically a flag. It's going to be a Boolean variable. Booleans can either be true or false. And this tells us whether the current password, the one that's been entered, is valid or not. And it begins as being false so that we actually enter the loop. That will make sense in a moment. So valid, that's the name of the variable. And it's set to the Boolean value of false. And then we need a loop. So while valid is false, so that means while we haven't got the correct password, then we keep repeating the lines in this loop until we do get the correct password. So while, there's different ways of doing this. I'm going to do not valid. Okay, that's the most kind of semantic to me, but I could do while valid is false, which is equivalent. Let's leave it like that because it's probably clearer for now. Right, so while valid is false, then we're going to get the user input. So we're going to say user input. So this is a variable that we're going to store the input into. User input equals input. This is the keyword input, which you can provide a message for. Enter the password. So this will be the message that gets displayed, and what gets put in will be stored into user input. So now we're going to check the user input. And we're going to use an if-else structure for this. So if user input is equal to, now remember I need to use double equal signs for comparison. If it's equal to the password, then this flag that tells us whether the password is true or false is going to be set to true. Yeah. So I will say then valid. So you can see here, if valid is true, then when we get to the top of the loop, then it will no longer continue because the loop only continues while valid is false. Okay, just get rid of that blank line, don't really need it. Otherwise, so in Python speak, otherwise is else. Oh, that's doing something funny with its indentation here. Else print incorrect password. And then it's only going to get to line 23 here and beyond if we break out of the loop. So at this point, it means we've got a correct password. So we can then print a success message. So let's run this, see if I've got any bugs in this. Yep, doesn't like it. Valid equals true. So yes, that should be indented. So it's a little bit confusing with all these comments. I put them there to help you, and they are helpful, but you need to be careful about indentation. So then we can run that. Okay, so if I put in, I don't know, biscuits, hobnobs, probably got a K, I don't know. That's the wrong password anyway, so it keeps on asking me. But if I put in the correct password, which I think was yippee with an exclamation mark, then yeah, my output is over here. And that's where the output was for the incorrect password as well. So, this is a browser-based implementation of Python. So it doesn't behave quite like it would in a console, but it's very useful because you can share URLs, which I'm going to do in the video description for you so you can see the solution. And I'll also put in the previous URL, which just had the comments. Now, this is a fairly simple program, but it contains all sorts of really crucial elements for beginner programmers. So you've got working with variables, variable assignment. You've got string types, so this is data types, of which string is one. So you're working with strings here in the quotations there. You're working with Boolean variables. You're using a while loop based on a condition. The condition being that our Boolean variable valid is false. That's when we continue into the loop. And when that's not the case, then we break out of the loop. We're getting user input and we're storing it to a variable. And we're using this conditional. So there's quite a lot going on there. It's a very good exercise for beginner, say GCSE in the UK computer science students or something equivalent, that kind of level. So I hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.